Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. A 3-person dialogue from Facebook. Diego, having power is never easy, and we are human and make mistakes. Yet not learning from mistakes is not a quality I appreciate much. Hannah, I did not like Hillary at first, but either ideally it is about making a choice. By the way, good and bad. But if the options are narrow, not that simple, B&W reality, we can only do our best by opting out a catastrophe, Trump, and choose to believe in progress by not making that more of the same statement weighs us down in the most pessimistic, paralyzing manner. We evolve through change, but positive change in itself has to be rooted on some base of reality. In other words, lasting, stable progress comes from gradual adjustment and evolution as a work in progress, not a disrupting, seismic, and abrupt change from the worst in Trump's case, which is what the Trump rhetoric seems to promote on the outside. After all, Trump is by all means a conservative, so what kind of change does he really mean to bring when in fact he talks purely as a demagogue? You are surely aware of all that. So again, by the way, these two runners, every vote counts. So as John has said,
smettila di fare il bastian contrario.
Smetti di fare il bastianti contrario. I don't know, it's Italian. What does this mean, Hannah? It's time we come face to face with reality and make more sensible choice. Cheers. Diego, Hannah, I am very rooted in reality, maybe too much. Yes, I refuse to choose between two evils. However, speaking of reality, I know for sure what one is capable of. That is real. The other one is big mouth, and we all know he might spend his term speaking nonsense and doing no real damages or building a wall or at worst bankrupting the economy. We are halfway there anyway. Things we do not know. So if one is rooted in reality, Hillary is still the best choice. Just looking at the odds of a possible doom, if Hillary rates at 100%, the other much below that, in the uncomfortable reality, everything else is speculation. Hannah, I still think the country is doomed by choosing first nonsense blabbering clueless leader, as much as he could be just a dummy, and for that respect less harmful and threatening at first sight. He can still inflict large-scale damage, and we have advisors to guide him amidst his cluelessness and inexperience. And what type of advisors will choose, I don't even want to know. Hillary is evil, looking at her history, but nonetheless smart, prepared, experienced. Certainly not one to cause most of us bounce of enthusiasm with her cold, calculated behavior. I admit, however, I feel more comfortable by knowing that we are led by a knowledgeable individual, and yes, it may be uncomfortable reality, but again, we have to come to terms with such a reality, and we may need some sweating and discomfort and unsettlement before things take a less unsettling course. And if worse comes to worse, there's still impeachment. Looking back when it comes to lying and deception, Nixon was one of the worst U.S. presidents in modern history, and look at what happened. Frankie, Diego, please do not tell what the dangers are of Clinton poses the world and to America? Please root your answers in fact and not conjecture and speculations. Diego, I didn't say that. Frankie, international politics is not such a complex subject. More like the economy, they are intimately connected. Long-term trends are quite easy to spot.
What happened?
Frankie, international policies are quite easy to spot, and they're relatively unaffected by short-term manipulations. Frankie, Diego, we never agree on this view of Hillary. Diego, you do not have to agree. It is much better to keep a plurality of opinions. Otherwise, the world would be dull and boring. Walter, never had one. Jada, you think U.S. imperialism is going to end with Trump's power. If you are worried about America's belligerence, you need to look somewhere other than the presidency. What I want to know, Diego, is where you live 99% of the year, because if the U.S. is not your permanent home, it should become so following the Trump victory so that you can thoroughly enjoy the fruits of your labor. Diego, you know for sure I will not end with Hillary. Trump, no one knows. It will not be able to change course or do much simply because he is not in sync much and has controversial but with strong opinions. Everything he'll do will be under scrutiny and advertised and analyzed by a very critical public. Hard to explain. The world is made of cycles. We are fully fledged war cycle, and we cannot really avoid, sadly. Think of Hillary as a wave that has positive inferences with the currency cycle wave amplifying it. I cannot explain why, but I see those waves pretty clear. And the last thing we need to do is amplify that wave. Frankie. So we need to know, Diego, that So now we know that Diego is a gambler. Diego, numbers and physics help a lot, but I never give up hope on humans. Frankie, sadly, you are basing your conclusions on a bunch of unproven assumptions. I hope it works out for you. Diego, the only assumption is that humans might possibly surprise me. Jada, problem is, even your assumptions are wrong. Under a Trump presidency, you can expect a lot of checks and balances to disappear. The media will be numb, one, with all critical becoming chastised and punished for going against him. Two, the Republican Party has already demonstrated to be almost fully behind this man, and you know it's not because they see the ideological match. So you can also expect them to support all sorts of wrong legislations in exchange for the favors they seek. I am afraid, and you should be too. Diego, the media is a joke right now. Checks and balances have already been lost. Regretfully, we're already past that. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.